Okay. Good day, everyone. My name is Michael Ojo, and today we have one of the ambassadors of Media Chain with us. Please, sir, can we get to know you?
All right, Mr. Joe, thank you for having me.
You're
Uh,
welcome.
I'm Iwerebor Festus. I'm one of the ambassadors of Media.
All right. Thank you for honoring us today. He's actually here to brief us about the recent updates about the Media Chain community and the Media Chain platform, which has been raising some questions recently. So, with me here, I have some questions and I would want him to answer that for us. You'll cut him out, Abeg. With me here, I have some questions, sir, and I would want you to answer them for us for the benefits of the community and the investors. Okay, so the first question I have here, what are the challenges that the company is facing right now, and what are the solutions to tackle them?
Okay, thank you very much for the question. This is a very critical question, and I think it's important that people understand the challenges the company, not just now, but now, this moment made it more obvious that there is actually a challenge, before now. Now, challenges are not a way of saying there is an end to business. Life is challenging itself.
Yeah.
And those challenges always make us to take decisions that we tend to make us better. So before now, the because of the daily payments, the daily withdrawal thing, so it actually makes it more difficult for the company to be able to close trades on a profit. Now, for those people who are into cryptocurrency, there's what is called spot trading, margin trading, and future trading. Now, for example, let's just use futures as a basis for this explanation. Now, if you're doing features, sometimes you can be on a trade for like 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, a week, and a lot of people who are ignorant about this whole thing find it very difficult to adapt to changes like this. As a company, one of the ways for you to really know that you're actually progressing is when you're able to is when you're flexible enough. It's called flexibility. You have to be flexible enough to be able to adapt to changes. There are some changes or there are some situations that needs immediate change.
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's going to be a problem at a long run. Now, before now, the company actually do close trades on the loss. Why? Because they want to attend to withdrawal requests, and all that, without the investors or the customers or the client knowing the fact that there is actually a trade that was ongoing, that was actually closed at a loss. So this has been happening, and a lot of persons, like investors, clients, they had no idea about it. So it was very important for the company to come up with such kind of approach, where withdrawals are no longer done daily, but instead the 2 weeks margin that has been placed now. So for investors and clients, for you to be able to make withdrawals in after the leadership council, a lot of persons out there, they were saying once a month, but I we actually knew that a lot of investors are going to frown about it. So we made it at least 2 weeks, you know, 2 weeks interval, so twice a month, so that it becomes more considerable. So the challenge before now is that sometimes we can be on a trade, which has not yet amount into profit, and we are forced to close that trade at a loss to attend to the withdrawal request from investors and clients. And at a long run, it is very harmful to the financial health, to the financial well-being of the company. So that was the issue or the challenge that we're having before now. So I believe going forward is going to be it is going to place the company in a more healthy and healthy financial situation.
Thank you very much, sir. That leads me to this other question here. Why was it necessary for a pause in payment?
All right, it was necessary so that we can be able to gradually move to that point where we can now be paying twice
Okay.
every month, and there were a lot of trades. Like if you check the website now, click on option, you click on trading, you are going to see a lot of trades that are still ongoing,
Wow.
that are yet to be closed. Everything we've done, everything to be transparent.
Yeah.
We've done this in such a way that people actually know the trade that we are currently in, the trade that we are currently stocked in. So a lot of trade are being stocked at the moment, and those trade needs to come out with a profit. Otherwise, if you close them at a loss, it's really going to be an issue.
Yeah.
Maybe by now we'll start saying another thing entirely. Maybe due to the fact that we had a loss, and all that, we are now sorry to say, So there need to be a pause so that those trades can effectively come out in profit, so that we can be able to share. So going forward, it's not going to be the daily withdrawal thing. It's going to be the 2 weeks withdrawal policy. So which makes it twice a month.
Okay. Thanks for that clarity on that. Now,
Thank
we hear about crypto funds.
you. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what are crypto funds, and how does this help the media chain community and investors?
Yeah, crypto funds is just a terminology that we decide to place in our business now, but
Okay.
it is something that we've been doing before now, and people were not actually aware of it. Before now we'll be talking about metaverse, NFT, metaverse, and we have a coin or we have a currency in our digital world which people can use to buy digital properties, which happens to be this NFT thing, and we don't really tell them that there is actually an underground work that produce the funds or that increases the funds in the liquidity pool,
Yeah.
and that's the trading aspect which we offer. Now, the word crypto funds is just like a connection between traders and investors.
Yeah.
So the traders who are being ascribed to be experts take the funds from the investors or the clients, and they trade with it, and they share profit.
Okay.
So we've been doing it before now, and people were not really aware. Most people were not aware, except those who are actually close to the company, who are actually close to the founders and all that. So they were actually the ones that were, or that had a better understanding about how the business is actually being run.
Yeah.
But now it's now made public, right? And for us to do this, it was necessary for us to have a license with the UK. So now we have a license that enables us to be able to carry out this function. And from on the 1st of March, everything is going to be live, it's going to be official. In your medium chain account, you can now see the possibility of you investing into this crypto fund possibilities. So the crypto fund is just a terminology, or it's just a word that is being coined now to make people understand the fact that we also offer such service. Because before now, some questions have been coming, like after the farming duration, which happens to be 3 to 5 years, what then happens? Does that mean an end of business or an end to business? No, it doesn't mean an end to business. We also offer the service of crypto funds, so which is going to continue even after the mining process or the farming process ends.
Thank you very much. Another question here. Is there any pressure currently? Are there
Okay.
pressures from investors and like?
I would say yes and no. Yes, but normally people are going to frown at it.
Yeah.
I've been receiving some series of calls, some threatening calls, and all that. So it is expected. It is expected in times like this, because unfortunately, most of the people that invest into something, they don't have, or by themselves, they choose to be ignorant. Now, I know I said it because most times we organize seminars, we organize events, just educate people. But when you see the turn up,
Turnout.
the turn up is usually very, very low. They don't want to learn, but they want to invest. Now, when you invest and things start going against their expectations, they are usually the first to make the noise, because they have a low understanding about what they're actually going into. So for those set of individuals, definitely there have been some calls saying this, saying that. So that has been a pressure for we ambassadors and leaders who have been promoting the surveys, the company, and all that. So for the no aspect is this because we understand that it is expected. In times like this, when things are going not really going as people expect it, it is expected that they come up with such kind of attitude. But at a long run, as long as everything becomes okay, they are going to learn to adapt. They are going to learn to live with it. So that is it. Irrespective of the fact that Nigeria is bad, do you know that at some point we are already comfortable with the so-called governmental system of Nigeria? Thank God for the upcoming elections now, which has given the people of Nigeria this belief that they can actually make things happen for themselves. So that's it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just a quick one here. Now, what are the future plans of the media chain company?
Yeah, we have a lot, a lot, a lot. If I should start saying them now, this video is going to be very, very lengthy. We have a lot of things coming up. I made mention of crypto funds.
Yeah.
I made mention of I've not made a mention of crypto school, which is going to be very, very, very cool, especially for the underdeveloped countries which have a little crypto awareness.
Knowledge.
Yeah, so we want to help them increase their awareness about crypto and eventually be able to, get them on board into what we're doing. like I said, knowledge first. You can't invest into something that you don't understand or you don't know. So it is really going to help. Then we also have a lot of plans coming up. We are going to be having our card to pay crypto. It's like a card that converts your crypto into fiat currency.
Just like a
ATM
MasterCard.
card. Yes, just like MasterCard, Visa card, Dev, and then all that. So there are a lot. So I don't want to waste more time talking about them so that this video does not really go that long.
That's wonderful. All right. I think you've actually answered all our questions here. But lastly, before I let you go, is there any advice to those persons who are afraid to try or attempt anything in life?
Okay, this is a very, very, I would say, is a general question, not just applicable to crypto or investors or anything. Now, I do tell people, you cannot show me any successful man currently that has not failed. Everybody at some point has failed. Now, it is important that we know that failure is part of the human success. What we ascribe to the success is actually born out of failed attempts.
Yeah.
You cannot be successful if you don't fail. It's not possible. Failure is just part of it. It's just like a student who writes tests, exams, and fail. Now, when you fail, it is an opportunity for you to know why you failed and the current answers to those questions, right? So when you now know the current answers to those questions, you now use it as a basis towards facing future questions. So such is applicable to life. If you do not fail, you cannot succeed. If you do not attempt, you can't fail. So if you see someone who is attempting something and he or she is failing, it is because the person is actually progressing.
That's true.
What we call failure in the real sense is progress, but it is a progress that does not have the expectations that we want. What we call success are actually results that we want or that we anticipate. But the truth is, it is those failures that actually makes us who we are today. If you have not failed, you don't have experience. And you can't even attempt to fail if you not decide to even attempt something in the first place. So someone who is attempting and failing is far and 100% better than someone who has not even started at all. So what I do tell people is start. Make sure you fail. Be happy that you're failing because at the end of the day, you are progressing even without you knowing. Time will come, you start making judgment based on your past experience. So there is no experiential knowledge anywhere if there is no failed attempt. So failures are actually a platform for our manifestation. So you need to fail to be able to effectively manifest. So what I would tell the people out there is fail, attempt, fail, and from those failures you can manifest fully.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Yeah, I appreciate you, sir.
There you have it. Just a piece of advice. Don't be afraid to make those attempts and fail, because those will actually give you the success that you deserve and success that you want. That's what.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right. Thank you so much for your time. And there you have it. Oh my God.
To continue.
Okay. Thank you so much for your time. There you've heard it all. Uh, okay, sir. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for the questions and everything. Thank you for answers to our questions and all.
Thank you
We
so
really
much.
appreciate you for the time you spent here.
Thank you.
And there you have it. Don't be afraid to make those failures,
Yeah.
because the failures will actually bring the success that you want.
Yeah.
So we want to thank you for that's all.
Once again, for having us.
Thank you for having us today. Oh my God. Glad we'll do this part.
No, sir. Thank you for having us today. See you next time.
Okay.
Thank you for having us
Thank
today.
you
See
for
you next
having
time.
us.
My name remains
Okay.
Michael Ojo.
Okay, there you have it. Don't be afraid to make those failures, because to actually put you on those paths that you want. So thank you for having us today. My name remains Michael Ojo. See you some other time. That one.
Yes.